All of us reach a point in time where we are depleted and need to somehow find a way to reignite the fire within. But how do we spark that flame? Welcome to Reignite Resilience, where we will venture into the heart of the human spirit. We'll discuss the art of reigniting our passion and strategies to stoke our enthusiasm. And now, here are your hosts, Natalie Davis and Pamela Cass.
Thank you.
It'll be really quick. All you need to do, if you can, is plant your feet on the floor. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and releasing exhale. And just notice in your space, what do you see? Name 5 things that you see to yourself. So just look around the room, maybe to your left. Like, for example, I'm noticing this big, huge to-do list that I have on my closet door.
I'm intentionally not looking at mine, and it is right here.
This is way more fun than that. Okay, I'm very disruptive. That's not very cool facilitator of me. Okay, so let's go back to it. Come to your present state, your body in your chair, feet on the floor. Opening your eyes, looking around the room, and notice what you notice. Just 5 things. Nothing for you to analyze. Don't even name it, actually. Maybe just notice the colors, the textures. Maybe even bring some gratitude for that object or objects that catch your eye. Just coming into this present moment right now, right here, noticing. And now bring your awareness to your sense of hearing. What do you hear? You may hear the sound of my voice, obviously. You hear potentially HVAC noises, the air conditioning, maybe heat, depending on where you are. Bringing full awareness into a foot in front of you, a foot behind you. And now move your awareness all the way outside. See if there's anything outside of your space that you can hear. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. Release, exhale. Drawing down your eyes now. Notice 3 things that you're feeling. Maybe the air temperature on your skin. Maybe the sensation of clothing on your arm. Perhaps even your heartbeat. And again, bringing gratitude this present moment, just to simply slow down, coming back to yourself, back to your body, back to your sense of self here. Now draw your attention to your sense of smell. What do you notice? It could be nothing. There's nothing for you to prove or do. Just simply be here. Relaxing your jaw, allowing your eyes to relax a little bit more gently into their sockets. And now let's end with our sense of taste. Maybe swallow. Even move your tongue along your teeth, your top teeth, your bottom teeth. Open and close your mouth. And let's breathe together to close this short little somatic experience. Once you can inhale through our nose and a releasing, sighing exhale. Yeah, don't be shy. Nice inhale through your nose and release it out of your mouth with a tone. Yeah, Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
May I invite you to share with the audience, what did you notice? Or what are you noticing right now? What's different before and after?
For me, I feel like I was pretty grounded before, just because it's part of my practice, especially coming into podcast, making sure that we can hold the space for our guest, right? I think there's a certain level of expectation when you're hosting a show. And so I felt pretty grounded, but now I feel grounded but lighter, like almost airy. Not that I'm floating out, but definitely like just the sense of just not the pressure, even though the to-do list is still right there. I don't feel the pressure and responsibility of it. It just is, right? It's just being able to create the space. Yeah.
Exactly. You're not attaching you to that.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
allowing that to be in existence, but you're not attached to it because you're
Absolutely
here, you're home. Yeah, that's a really, really very astute observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same because I was very grounded coming into it, but I was also focused. And when we stopped and started to notice, I mean, I've got 2 windows on either side of my computer, and I'm looking out at the blue sky and the puffy clouds and the trees and a bird that flew by. And I'm like, it just instantly put me into this place of just feeling now peaceful.
Yeah.
And less like, all right, we got to get the juice from Megan. It's just fully being present.
Yeah, thank you. Pam.
Yeah.
Does any of that piece, could that possibly translate to maybe even a sense of joy?
Yes.
Like gratitude at all? That's
Well,
what happens to me. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it was deep gratitude, and mostly gratitude for being able to have a platform like this where we get to have people like you on here that we get to learn practices from and just spend time with. I think it's part of and I forget that sometimes how blessed we are to be able to do this.
Well, in return, I would say how fortunate I feel that there is a platform where, you are creating these spaces to have these important conversations, because at the end of the day, y'all, there are people that are doing amazing things and they're stressed out, and it doesn't have to be like that, because if we can learn how to just we can come back and the smallest of things, like, oh, look at the blue sky. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So imagine leading from that space.
Right.
And then actually cascading down this kind of skill.
Yeah.
Practiced. It's a practice. It's not a destination. It's a daily thing. But if you can imagine a C-suite at the largest organization you've ever worked for or been a part of, for me, it's the C-suite of hospitals. So you have a chief medical officer, typically a chief nursing, chief financial, obviously CEO, right? Could be chief strategy. So you have all these chiefs. And ultimately in healthcare, their goal is to take care of the patients and the providers. But what happens is there's competing interests at this level in whatever organization, right?
Yep.
And apply it to your businesses. So that's always going to exist, right? The chief nursing and chief medical are going to want outcomes for their patients. The chief financial is going to want that, sure. But they're also going to say, show me the money.
Exactly.
So how do you, right? And so then that tension exists. But what if that entire C-suite was in this work?
Yeah.
And they could then entrain each other. Like, hey, I noticed, do we need to go take a breather together? I mean, wouldn't that be awesome, you all?
That'd be amazing.
Yes. The whole language change.
Yes.
It could start to cascade this new, what I call this new wellness playbook down.
Yeah. That just trickle, like you said, it just trickles down. If the C-suite starts, it's going to trickle down to the next level, all the way down to the patients ultimately.
Yeah. So we get stuck, right? This attachment to, if I don't do these things,
Yeah.
then I am. Like there's an identity to this.
Yes.
If I stop and slow down, then who am I?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I had a big old ego death, y'all. When I stopped, I was like, who am I?
Yeah.
What do you do? Keep going?
Mm-hmm.
What if you could keep going and lead with this peace, this presence, this joy, this clarity? Again, going back to that concept of, gosh, I'm really tired. I had that moment last night. Wow, I have a lot going on. Holy moly, moly, moly.
Yeah.
And but wow, I had this awareness. Oh my gosh, I'm not depleted. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I need to go to sleep, but I'm not
Yeah.
exhausted.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can still show up in my relationships with people, right? And be
Yes.
present and be less sharp. Do you all notice that when you're in, I know you do a lot of interpersonal work, but do you notice that maybe your edges are a little bit sharper when
When I have deadlines, 100%.
For my
I know it. Like if there are deadlines or if I have like stacked weeks where I am, catching multiple flights and going from coast to coast in the same week, those are the weeks where I'm like, no one talk to me. I am just getting it done and I will see you in 6 days. It's good.
you're the one who comes onto the plane with the headphones
Yep.
and like
Yes.
the eye mask. By the way, Natalie, I just saw a thing. There are sweatshirts now that have built-in eye masks there.
Yes. Yes. I'm not one that will travel in a sweatshirt, but I have seen that.
Right? Old school. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So in those moments, right? This practice when you're like, nobody talk to me. That's normal. We all have those times. But if that's what your life is like
all the time, then that's a problem.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be and it shouldn't be and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to recognize that as well, right? Like recognizing the things that put them in that space. And I am very candid and open about this. Like I definitely get a little spicier, a little bit more prickly when I have a ton of deadlines or events that I'm doing that are stacked back to back. But I do have some sort of control in terms of how frequently that's going to happen throughout the year for me. Mm-hmm. If it's a season of, 2 or 3 weeks and I know I'm going to get through the next 2 or 3 weeks and then it's back to life as normal for me, right? Where I'm not on edge or just firing off in reacting, like you said, instead of just reacting, I'm able to respond and show up for people. I feel like I have that sense of control, but I know the factors that put me in that space because I've spent time.
Because yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that, because I think this isn't about high performers stopping them from performing.
Exactly.
This isn't about that at all. In fact, this is in alignment with, I want to help you keep you being in this high performance, but operate. It's like DOS floppy disks. Remember those old school? I'm showing my age, but
I know what you're saying.
If you're operating on that thing, you're struggling. You're on the struggle bus. And so this is really about, updating your operating system. And may I invite Natalie and Pam and the whole audience here. One of the things I've learned that I'm really in the practice of right now is asking for help.
Yes.
Asking, hey, so another vulnerable share. I actually have PTSD. I was diagnosed clinically. And so I'm also talking about that. I think there's a lot of that being thrown around now. And so I want to be very sensitive about, like, there are lots of ways that people can have PTSD, but I've had like prolonged abuse, but even to say that is weird because it's like, I don't identify with that.
Exactly.
Like, nobody knows that about me. Right. So I'm trying to normalize these things, but I share this to say that I'm starting to recognize when I have these triggers and what my So even if you don't have PTSD or you don't have, those adverse events in your childhood or whatever, we're still talking about the same thing. A trigger is something that's going to trigger your body into a stress response that then ignites your immune system. So I'm going to throw something crazy out there, but I'd like to suggest that pretty soon we're going to start to see doctors, I have all the respect for them. Trust me, I've worked with them, alongside with them, traveled with them, that this preponderance of autoimmune diagnoses it's a no answer for, we have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And I'd like to suggest that we need to add this nervous system regulation into someone's health plan and wait to see what happens,
100%.
because it does unwind you. So my point is, we can go ask for help, but there's a different learning to normalize that in our community and with our colleagues, with our partners, our relationships, and to also learn how to say, what, Pam?
I need help.
No.
Oh, I'm worthy.
Learn how to say no.
No. No, that's the one. No. It's a complete sentence.
But so Natalie, when you're talking about those times, like I actually had the same conversation. I was like, hey, this is my intimate partner and lovely human. I said, hey, I just went to do yoga this morning and I'm so much better. And he actually said, yeah, you asked me to tell you, you invited me to tell you when I'm noticing that maybe you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I might not meet you with the best response, because I always want to be the one to know what I need.
Yes.
But starting that dialogue within your relationships, because guess who suffers?
Yeah.
The other
most?
person. Yeah. It's the other person.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other person, and they don't know what's going on. And then you can be prickly and whatever. And then, I mean, like, we could talk about all kinds of things now, right? The incidences of divorce, and I'm included in that. How I might not have been a statistic had I known this work. Suicide.
Right.
Child abuse.
Right.
Right. I'm on the board of Child Safe. This is a shameless plug. Yeah. There's a reason I'm on the board of Child Safe. In Fort Collins, but they provide therapeutic services to abused children from ages 2 to 80. Wow. And primarily sexual abuse. Also normalizing that, because Natalie, you were talking about that girl who shoved me against the locker, hurt me, right? The girl I didn't tell you about, the time I got beat up in school.
Yeah.
Those kids are dealing with so much. Who knows what their family lives are like?
Yeah, right.
And so we have to break this cycle.
Yeah.
Women, we have to. When I say women, I'm talking about you two and me. But we have to do that, and this is how I'm contributing to that greater calling, I think.
Yeah. I love that. Well, Megan, you took us through a condensed version of the framework, I think, or one of the modalities. Tell us about Soma Q and how you came to create the company and the framework that you offer. Talk to us a little bit about that. How are you making this difference? How, outside of volunteering, how are you serving?
Yes, we all need to make a living. Like there should be a currency exchange for the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience, right? So thank you for asking that.
Yes.
So how it came to be is I was actually a layoff. I was a corporate layoff. That's pretty typical. You're probably hearing a lot of that kind of lately. And that was a few years ago, a couple years ago. I was suffering greatly. I was not aligned in the environment. I won't name, the company, but they're just, if I named it, you would know them. I survived 5 reorgs and 5 layoffs. I was recruited in. Wow. And then they were just a mess, right? Talk about a nervous system. The business as a nervous system was highly dysregulated, toxic, hurting people. They didn't mean to, right? This productivity culture, all the things we were talking about. Okay. So I get laid off. And of course, when that happens, everyone says, what do you think the first thing they do is? Oh, Meg, you're going to be great. You're going to be fine. Everything's great. Everything's fine. You're talented. Look at what you've accomplished. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Really good to hear. I could not receive that because I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I was freaking out is because my nervous system, I've been in this work for so long, this healing nervous system work for so long. And in that short amount of time as with a company, I started to get kind of sucked into it because I got sucked into the old patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, what am I going to do? And I finally, through a lot of quiet, very like lots and lots of anguish and tears and fear, right? What am I going to do? I can't go back there. This isn't right. I need to do something with my knowledge, my study, my hundreds of thousands of dollars of investment in me personally in order to survive. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So I was in this world of study, kind of shut down the world. And for 3 years, I just did all this work and study. So I decided to take a risk and build Soma Q. And quite frankly, if you look at all the things I studied and the modalities that I learned along the way and that I practice and I still do every day, it just sort of organically formed. And so Soma is body, Q is intelligence. The model under which I promote or work is IQ, EQ, SQ. So high performing leaders, whether you're corporate, non-corporate, entrepreneurial, whatever you are, we are taught to, of course, lead with our IQ. And then you all are familiar with, obviously, emotional intelligence. That became a thing. Where's the somatic intelligence? Where's the body-based nervous system intelligence? That's what the SQ is. If you go to my website, you'll see that, three-pronged model. And then the other thing I do is when I intake prospective clients, I've created a proprietary methodology to pinpoint along the body what I call neurosoma axis, the neurosoma axis. And it is really one of the most extraordinary outputs. And when I'm meeting with clients and I say, okay, this is what your scores, I have 83 questions. It takes like 10 minutes. It's not one of those personality things. It's like what's happening with you physically, emotionally, mentally.
Yeah.
And so if you are vulnerable, then it's going to get and pinpoint exactly where I can start working with you. And I've had like a chief revenue officer I worked with. She said, I've been in this work for years and years and years, and I've never seen somebody pinpoint it like this.
Quickly.
So it just gives us a blueprint from which to work. And then it's kind of like building a house. If you ever had the pleasure of being able to do that, you start with the rooms and then you start moving walls and then you pick the finishes and then you might have changed things. So I have a 1-month program, a 4-month program, and then a 12-month. The 1 month is, I'd say, pretty rare. It's for, it's probably more of an executive person who is really in their confidence and in their power, but they're just fully up in their mind and they just can't release the grip. The 4-month is a little bit of a slower process. I call it my rapid reset protocol. I'd say that's my flagship. And so that program is designed to, over time, teach and also create your own toolbox. And if you need to come back next year or the following year after 4 months, great. But by design, this isn't about having long extended, engagements with me. It just depends on your need. And so I want to teach you and give you the tools to be able to access. And you all know this, like having a coach, having a facilitator, a teacher. I'm not a healer. People have called me that a lot. Like, you're a healer. I may have an archetype of healing, but
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, you absolutely are healing, but yes.
Yeah. So I've struggled with that so much because I'm teaching you how to look inward so that you can heal yourself.
Yeah.
So So those 3 programs. And then I'm actually hosting a workshop June 19th in Loveland, actually at the yoga studio, just happened to work out, where I did all my training for years.
Nice.
And it's called Presence Under Pressure. And then that same workshop is in the next day in Wheat Ridge. And I'm doing that actually with a woman who is a retired healthcare executive too, also in a background of neurosciences. So we both have neuroscience backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be experiential. It's going to be some teaching and experiencing, and really trying to help some people who are high functioning and they need to be kind of reorganized or up. What was I saying before? The software upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's an opportunity to do short-term and long-term work. It just depends on the person, depends on the need.
I love that. That's amazing.
Resets too. Like that's my active service to the space. That's been really fun. And it's not just breath. And breath is one of the easiest access tools to the nervous system. So I love it. I'm really passionate about it. It's helped me a lot. But there's all kinds of somatic tools that I employ as well. There are bajillions of them. And it's a lot of fun to think about, what feels right today? And I'm paying attention to what's going on, in the world, and maybe how people might be feeling and what they might need. Sometimes we need to be more lifted up and activated, and sometimes we need to calm down. So again, this nervous system work, in conclusion and summary, is to help build resilience in your system so that when the external happens, because it will, whether it's an event, set of circumstances, relationship, communication, that you are consuming and moving that energy differently in your body to mind to body connection, so that you can operate from this place of inner power and authority and strength and joy and loveliness.
Yeah. I love that.
Beautiful.
I love talking a lot.
Well, that's what you're here for. I know when you started out and you were like, well, from my background, I like to start with the other person. Well, not here. It's all about you. And I am grateful that it's been all about you today. This has been lovely.
Yeah.
This has been amazing. What are you doing tomorrow?
We can do it again.
Daily practice.
Roll it back. We'll do it again.
You two are really just how actively you're listening and your interest and the way that you're holding this space for me. I feel it, and I'm grateful. I mean it. I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
That means the world. I think, Megan, you hit the nail on the head. Like that's the thing that keeps bringing us back, right? Is that we get to be in this space and hold this space for phenomenal people all over the world, like yourself, to come in and share their knowledge, their background, their personal stories, and their expertise to help our listeners, as they're working to overcome adversities as well. And so this has been tremendously helpful. And I'm grateful for the work that you're doing and the impact that you have. It has been wonderful to have EQ introduced into the corporate space over the last 10 years or so. Yeah. To have SQ introduced in the future. I see it happening. We're going to normalize it. It's going to be a thing. IQ, EQ, SQ. I see it happening.
I hear it. I'm embracing it. I agree. And spread love, man. This is how we spread love. Like really, I had to say that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. Megan, is there anything that we did not touch on that you wanted to share with our listeners today?
Oh gosh, that's such a great nebulous question. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I would say that I'll just end with this. It was very difficult for me personally to invest in myself in this way. And I really understand how difficult it is, because we get up to our head and say, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. Well, I had all of those objections, and this saved my life. And I have watched it help and serve and possibly save. I can't make that claim for other people.
Yeah.
But I almost checked out of this planet, y'all. It was that dire, right? And we're not meant to be in these loops and these patterns. It's not. We're here to spread love and joy and our purpose, and how can we really find our purpose or work in our joy and in energy if we're not regulated? It's simple science, truly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's go, people. Let's change the world.
So, and don't wait until what happened to you, where you have this major health issue. Notice it now and do something before that happens, because some people,
and ask for help. We already covered that.
And ask for help.
And that's hard. That's hard work.
It's very hard. I think, especially women, I don't know what it is that we have a problem asking for help, but ask for help.
Can I tell you a quick story? Do we have time for a quick story?
Yeah.
Okay. So in my advanced yoga training, I'll never forget this experience. So there were probably 12 of us. We hadn't seen each other for a month. In these kinds of trainings, we're unpacking a lot because we're working with our body.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, we didn't touch on this, but most of the yoga studio and the yoga teacher, my guru, yoga teachers, police officers, civil servant, they're the ones who should be getting the 6-figure salaries, by the way.
Yes.
Work, it's not just about the poses. It's really not. This is my little promo for those beautiful people who choose, and teachers and all these civil servants that they're getting hardly anything for what they do, but it's just their heart, So anyway, we're unpacking a lot. We are learning how to teach. We're learning how to hold big spaces for people, because when you do work with your body, guess what happens? You are opening up the channels of communication. So there are emotions in there, right? So for example, when I started really breathing, I would sob. I would just start bawling. I'm like, what? Oh my God, what is wrong with me? And it's just a release. It's just an energetic, just let it go. You don't have to explain it, right? So there's a lot happening. We hadn't seen each other a month. We get back together. We circled up. How are you doing? There's a timer. Boom, 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 boom. I think I was the last one to go. And that particular circle, even though we had been for a couple of years been told, ask for what you need, ask for what you need, ask for what you need, ask for what you need. And there were men in there too. Every single one of us had a major, major life event happen, like a death of a parent, a loss of a child, like a suicide. I mean, it was crazy. And getting the chills. I mean, there's just, that happens, right? And it got to me and I said, well, this kind of what happened in my life. And I'm also noticing that literally not one of us reached out to any of us and asked for help and asked to talk.
Yeah.
And I need support, because we're just so conditioned, aren't we, to deal with it.
Yeah.
And if we're feeling emotional and we have all these messages, and I will say, women in the workplace, you have to have this affect, and you can't cry, and you can't, that's a bunch of malarkey. But saying, hey, I'm not okay today. I'm not feeling that great today. Can we have just a quick chat? Right. Yeah. And then guess what? You get to say, I really want to do that. I can't right now. Right. There's a no in there, Pam, I promise. Listen, I'm the same. It's hard for me to say no to, especially when someone's in need, right?
Yeah.
The more that that's another message I'm trying to really hone in on.
Yeah.
What do you need? How are you doing?
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is there anything I didn't touch on that you might be interested in?
No, I think I think it's great. I have so many ahas. I think it's amazing. I want to thank you for sharing the work, your modality, and your the background and the knowledge, and just sharing that and giving us some fabulous gems to process in terms of how we look at things and how we show up in our professional and personal lives. I think that's huge. So thank you. Yeah. This has been amazing.
Much love.
Absolutely. I know. Virtual hugs. For our listeners, we will make sure that we put Megan's contact information in the show notes so that you can connect with her. And if you are looking for anything pertaining to the Reignite Resilience world, head on over to reigniteresilience.com or find us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you've not already registered, we'll have some more information about it. But on June 27th and 28th from 9 to 3, we will have our Reignite Live Mid-Year Success Summit. It is virtual, so wherever you are in the world, 9 to 3 Mountain Standard Time, I should say. Wherever you are in the world, you can dial in and join us. We will make sure we put that information in the show notes.
Megan is one of the speakers that's coming in. So
exactly
a session. So we've got
and a sponsor.
Oh, and a sponsor.
We're so excited. And thank you, Megan. We appreciate the support.
Yeah. Yes. Well, again, I'm learning how to be better at self-promoting. So
beautiful.
And I believe so much in what you're doing. And this is all in alignment, which is why we're talking today. I'm so happy that you're doing this for your audience. And we need more of this. So much love. Have a great one.
Thanks. Until next time, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for joining us today on the Reignite Resilience podcast. We hope you had some aha moments and learned a few new real-life ideas to fuel the flames of passion. Please subscribe on your favorite streaming platform, like or download your favorite episodes, and of course, share with your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you again next time on Reignite Resilience.